Hi! Today we are going to talk about if clause type 3. But first, let's revise. Do you remember the if clause type 1? How do you form an if clause type 1? You need an if plus the simple present, comma, and the will feature. So for example, if I have her cell phone number, I will text her. When do you need an if clause type 1? You need it when something is possible and likely to happen. Let's also revise the if clause type 2. How do I form an if clause type 2? You need the if and the verb in the simple past, followed by a comma, and the would plus infinitive. So for example, if I had the money, I would travel around the world. But I don't have the money. So when do you need an if clause type 2? You need it when something is unlikely but still possible to happen. And that is new, the if clause type 3. How do you form an if clause type 3? You need the if and the verb in the past participle, followed by a comma, and would plus have plus past participle. So here's an example. If I had known you were coming, I would have prepared dinner. But I didn't know you were coming, so I didn't prepare anything. And when do you need an if clause type 3? You need it when something became impossible because something did not happen in the past. So when you take the example before, if I had known you were coming, I would have prepared dinner. Now it is impossible to have dinner because person number 1 did not know person number 2 was coming and did not prepare anything, so the dinner became impossible. Okay, now let's practice. There is a little helper for you. Put the verb in the right tense. If you study for the test, you pass it. Okay, think about it. Okay. If you had studied for the test, you would have passed it. Do you have the right solution? Perfect. Next one. If you ask me, I help you. If you had asked me, I would have helped you. Okay, third one. If you go to the cinema, we see my friend Jacob. Here you go. If you had gone to the cinema, we would have seen my friend Jacob. Next one. If you speak English, she understand. If you had spoken English, she would have understood. Okay, and another one. If they listen to me, we be home earlier. What's the right solution? If they had listened to me, we would have been home earlier. Okay, last but not least. I write you a postcard if I have your address. This one is a bit tricky. Okay. There you go. I would have written your postcard if I had had your address. Do you have the right solution? Perfect! Well done!